And we've been hearing about these kind of stories a lot lately. Over the last few years, you've been hearing about a lot of stories about African American men who have been let out of jail after, 10, 20, sometimes 30 years, and they were wrongly convicted. And it's never a big deal. It's always like, oh, okay, well, we made a mistake. Sorry about that, bye. That's always the attitude. And this just goes to show that we're not lying when we say that they're just going around locking people up for no reason. There is some truth to that. But every time we talk about that, people think we're lying. They think we're making stuff up. They think we're just fabricating things. But that is the truth. A lot of our people go to jail for absolutely no reason at all. And that's not even counting the ones that go to jail for a long time for minor things. This is about the ones that go to jail for nothing. They didn't do it. So these kind of things do happen, and we need to bring more light to it. It's like the group of kids in New York that went to jail for rape, and they didn't commit it. They didn't do it. The Central Park Five, the one that Trump, if it was up to him, they would have been assassinated. They would have been killed if it was up to him. Yeah, those guys. I mean, you got those kind of things happen all the time, especially back then. That happened a lot back then. And I guess now all these guys are starting to get out of jail 10, 20, 30 years later. Very, very unfortunate. But let's get into the article. Wrongfully convicted Tennessee man gets $75 after 31 years in prison. Yep. 31 years. A Tennessee man released from prison after wrongful conviction put him away for 31 years is fighting for an exoneration case that could grant him $1 million in compensation. $1 million for 31 years in jail is not... That's crazy. 31 years and you're fighting for $1 million. That is not enough. You should get $1 million for each year. 31 years. You know how many things happened in the last 31 years? This man is 60, so 31 years. He was locked up when he was 29. You know how many things, I'm not 60, I'm not near 60, but you know how many things I've done since 29? Wow. How many birthdays did you miss? How many graduations did you miss? How many kids weren't born? How many, how many women didn't, you never got married. You never had any kids. I don't know if he has any kids, but I'm saying he hasn't had any since he was 29. He hasn't been married since he's been 29. He hasn't driven a car in 31 years. Haven't eaten in a restaurant in 31 years. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things, man, we take it for granted, but take them away from us and they're a big deal. Hasn't had a nice pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? In 31 years. Hasn't been to a concert since he was 29 years old. Wow, that's deep. That's crazy. Lawrence McKinney, 60, of Memphis, Tennessee, was convicted of rape and burglary in 1978. Jesus. And was sentenced to prison for 115 years. He was released in 2009 after DNA evidence ruled him out as a suspect in the case. Jeez. DNA evidence. So they got him for raping somebody. They took his DNA and found out that he didn't do it. So then it's like, okay, well, you didn't do it. Take care. Wow, after all that time. After his release, McKinney was issued $75, and he could be eligible for up to $1 million in compensation in the Tennessee Parole Board Here's his exoneration case, which has been denied twice already. I don't have no life. All my life was taken away, he told CBS News. McKinney's lawyer, Jack Lowry, said he's suffered enough and thinks that he should receive the compensation after 31 years behind bars. It's not justice for him not to receive compensation for being wrongfully in prison, Lowry told the network. In September, the parole board voted 7-0 to deny his exoneration case. Now it's up to Governor Bill Haslam, who receives exoneration applications, to have the final say. Excuse me. The governor's press secretary, Jennifer Donnells, told the Tennessean that after the September decision, Haslam received an executive clemency application on November 21st. Donnells confirmed to the Daily News that the governor's office is conducting a thorough review of McKinney's application with the board's recommendation. If McKinney's case is approved, he would also have the option to clear his name, which is unbelievable that he even has to clear his name. He was found not guilty. Patsy Bruce served on a parole board that denied McKinney's first exoneration hearing, and she says she's still not convinced he's innocent. But so what? Who cares what you think? The DNA evidence said that he didn't do it, but you still think he did it. That case is rejected because the judge and the district attorney did not provide sufficient evidence that was properly tested, she said. There has been one mistake made that sent him to prison. I trust that another is not made that does not allow him exoneration, Lowry told CBS. Yeah, that's the story. And like I said, this happens a lot more than you would imagine, and it happens to us. Happens to us all the time. It's been happening to us. It's going to continue to happen, and it's like when it's over, it's just like, okay, take care, go home. And they're squabbling over $1 million after this man spent 31 years in prison for something he didn't do. That's my opinion. That's very unfortunate, but I don't know. Leave your comment in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. All right, thanks. Take care. Peace.